Welcome to the night mode edition of the Mark Jackson Show. I'm Mark Jackson. This is my dynamic co-host, my guy Blue, on the Come and Talk to Me network. Thank you so much for the love and support. We actually dipped into the downtown studio today and did a special interview. And then we're back at home tonight, recapping today's action. But let's show them what we did today via flashback picture time, Blue.
Yeah, let's put the picture up real quick. Yeah, man, it was a great time. Great time. You know who it is, the legend, Kenny Anderson. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was a blast. It was great seeing him, spending time with him. I thought it was an incredible interview where he opened up and kept it real like a New Yorker would do. So salute Kenny Anderson. Look forward to dropping that and having the people get an opportunity to look at it.
Yeah, that's just a little preview for y'all. So make sure y'all go like right now and comment, subscribe, and show some love because we got some heat on the way. But before that, let's give a shout out to our sponsors, Underdog Fantasy, for keeping the lights on. Scan the QR code in the corner. It'll take you right to the site. Play the pick'em game. That's our favorite. Now, straight to it, man. We had a straight 2-pack of booty tonight, Pops. I don't know what was that, man? I'm not going to lie. I usually enjoy watching the games. Watching these two games, by the time it got to the second quarter for both of them, I was drained. It was a draining experience. Well, how did you feel? Did you enjoy this?
I enjoy it because I'm looking at different things, but it wasn't the best brand of basketball. It was a disappointing night if you waited to see two playoff games, two teams compete. They didn't, and it was unfortunate.
Yeah, man, we got our dude on the scene, my Uncle Dave. He on the scene. He asking questions. He going over there. He picking the Clippers. He telling me this morning the Clippers is it. And then this is what happens. So let's start off with that game. What did you see from the Clippers tonight and the Mavericks?
I saw the adjustment made by the Mavericks, taking the life away from Paul George, James Harden, and the supporting cast of the Clippers. They did a great job of getting into them, disrupting them, defending, and then keeping the ball in the hands of Luka and Kyrie, making plays all night long. It was a special performance overall, not just the duo of Kyrie and Luka, but across the board. Stellar performance by the Mavs defensively, elevated the intensity, and act like they wanted to win the ball game, and they took it from the Clippers. They imposed their will on them. It was quite obviously from the beginning.
Yeah, man, I'm not going to take it easy on the Clippers tonight. Pause. I cannot let them off the hook for the way that they played, especially you got veterans like Paul George, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Norman Powell, PJ Tucker, dudes that are hard-nosed veterans to come into the arena at a home game and put that type of effort forward. I'm disturbed by it, and I'm disheartened moving forward with the Clippers.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Their best players to start the ball game, I thought, was Mann and Zubac. And if you're the Dallas Mavericks, if that's the testimony in the first quarter, then you have to feel good because that means I'm taking their home run hitters out of the action where they took over the game in Dallas and, set the tone for the Clippers. They wasn't able to do that. They didn't have an impact on the game today. And I thought it was right away the aggressiveness of the Mavericks. And it looked like Paul George, it looked like James Harden, it looked like the Clippers tapped out. It's the largest defeat in Clippers playoff history. An embarrassing way, and it very well may be the last time they play in that building. So it's unfortunate, but you got to give the Mavs credit. They took the game away from the Clippers.
What did you see early on that let you know that this was going to be a rough night for the Clippers?
I saw the mentality and approach of Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. They get the ball in the hands of Kyrie early, the first couple of plays, get him going, let him establish himself. Luka was worried about the knee. He flowed into the ball game, and when it mattered most, he began to slowly but surely take over the game. He is a special, all-time great talent. He is unbelievable, and to have two of those guys that can take over and carry an offense makes them tough to beat. But Luka's with the size, the strength, plays at his own pace, the ability to get to his spots, and the defense, whether you put a big or smaller guy, it doesn't matter. Doesn't affect him, has no impact. He has played the Clippers and owned them for almost, I don't know how many, 12, 13 games now. He has been stellar with putting primary defenders, elite defenders against him doesn't affect him.
Yeah, it's a few things I want to touch on about what you just said. First, he is definitely playing less than 100% and still torching these dudes. As you said, I'm shocked because you can tell he's limping a little bit. Some plays he's not as explosive, but it's a testament to how great of a scorer he is. The second thing, I don't know if you want to comment on that, but the
No.
second thing that I wanted to say was these dudes, when they came out in the beginning of the game, the energy from Kyrie Irving and LUKA was not matched by the superstars of the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm watching Kyrie clapping when he gets subbed out of the game, actively coming on the court, yelling, watching back screen. I pan over to the Clippers bench and it's tea and coffee and crumpets.
I tell you, excuse me, the one thing I realized defensively, Kyrie Irving was into James Harden. He took the challenge, picked up an early foul, waved over, don't worry about it. I don't need to switch. I'm a defender without fouling. Kleber was outstanding. Jones was outstanding. Lively was outstanding. Gafford was outstanding. They just played outstanding brand of basketball. And one thing specifically, Luka Doncic drove, kicked it to Kleber in front of the Dallas Mavericks bench. He shot a three, hit the side of the backboard. It was an awful shot. It's not a good shot, but awful results. Luka Doncic started clapping towards him, encouraging him, shoot the basketball. Don't worry about it. I'm going to come to you again. Continue to play with confidence and stay aggressive. Couple plays down, made the same exact read, delivered the basketball. Kleber knocks down the corner jump shot, breathing life into the role players. That's the difference. When they struggle, they don't have any input from the role players. And it doesn't just mean scoring. It means across the board. I thought across the board it was a total team effort led by Kyrie and Luka.
Yeah, I think, as you said, led by Kyrie and Luka. Because I'm looking at that Clippers team, and I don't understand it, man. I'm watching Bones Highland come in garbage time and attack and have a swag that I'd expect from Paul George and James Harden. I don't understand. How do you come into a game with this magnitude? It's not a surprise that your season is on the line. How do you come into a game and allow this to happen?
6 for 25 combined from the field was Harden and George. Here's how you do that as far as coming to a game like that. When you think the only way I can impact the game is by scoring, by shooting threes, by being an offensive force. No. Kyrie Irving impacted the game with 14 points tonight. He impacted the game with his energy, his effort, and his enthusiasm, his competitive spirit, his willingness to defend and compete and disrupt the elite talent on the other side of the ball in James Harden and Paul George. That's how you impact the game, when your mind isn't only on scoring. But I said before, when somebody tells you who they are, believe them, as the great Michelle Obama said. The Clippers have been inconsistent all season long with their approach and their mentality. We didn't know which Clipper team would show up. Are they capable of winning this series? Absolutely. Am I betting that they will? No, because of who they showed me and displayed, their mentality, their approach, their culture, their habits. It's been inconsistent. So I'm going with the team that at least I know what I'm getting every single night. That's the Dallas Mavericks.
Now, there was a play at the end of the third quarter, and I want to know how big of a deal or how not big of a deal it was. But Mason Plumlee, in the middle of I believe it was a 9-4 or 9-2 run by the Clippers, called a 4-point play on a terrible foul heading into the fourth quarter, which killed all momentum for the Clippers. Do you think that was a big deal, or do you think that the game was already out of control?
Two things. The game wasn't out of control. They were surging back. It was a big deal. At the same time, if I'm coaching the Clippers, I'm not mad at Plumlee because he showed energy and effort. He showed a multiple effort performance to try to at least block the shot. Give me that same energy and effort across the board, and we win this game. So I'm not going to get on. It's easy to, point the finger at Plumlee for fouling them and giving life to them and stopping the bleeding by a 4-point play. But if Paul George, James Harden, and the rest of the Los Angeles Clippers match that intensity, match that type of effort, we wouldn't be in this situation. So I think that's the easy way out. I'd probably clap to Plumlee. Say, don't worry about it. That's exactly what we need. Get back and be ready for the next possession. You don't want to overreact, especially when there's role players busting their tails and doing the little things or attempting to do the little things.
Did you see any major defensive adjustment from the Mavericks, or was it just as simple as let's turn up the intensity and pick up the pace?
It was as simple as turn up the intensity, pick up the pace, accept the challenge, and then act on it. They did just that. Nothing special. They did that, and it was a difference between winning and losing. If they can match that intensity and have that approach, you can struggle offensively, but if you play that way defensively, you're going to give yourself a chance. Held the Clippers in 93 points. 93 points in a playoff game and scored 123. They impacted on both sides of the floor. They had the right mentality defensively, and that won the ball game for them. They must duplicate it now, not thinking that going back home, all of a sudden, like Dorothy, things are going to be well at home. No, it's going to be well at home because you're going to have the right approach and mental competitive drive to be a difference maker and be consistent on that end of the floor. That's what wins you ball games.
All right, now heading back to Dallas, as you just said, are the Clippers headed to Cancun?
I'm going to say I picked the Mavericks to win this series. I'm going to stand on that. And I believe that the Mavericks end the series in Dallas. Are the Clippers capable of winning the series, winning game 6 and moving it back to LA? Absolutely. But I'm not betting with the Clippers. I'm going with the team that's rolling, that have habits that I trust, and have two stellar all-time great performers that have displayed nothing that makes me doubt that they won't show up.
Really quickly, just to go back to the game, I don't want to gloss over how amazing LUKA was tonight. What did you see just with his ability to create open shots, create shots for his teammate, and just compete through injury?
He's playing at his own pace, and it's not just scoring. He's spreading the ball out to the three-point line. He's getting guys open for lobs and dunks. Easy basket opportunities. That's ultimately what the great ones do. They don't just score. They find a way to make the guys, the supporting cast around them better. And he did it and did it at an elite level by being unselfish, by accepting the challenge, by not allowing the Clippers defense individually or collectively to speed them up, took care of the basketball, scored in a timely fashion, and also spread the wealth by sharing the basketball and getting guys high percentage offensive shots. He is. I don't think there's an answer on how to defend him. The dude has been a pro since he's 13 years old. He doesn't panic. He doesn't get out of control. He doesn't get frustrated. And he just plays at his own pace. He's a nightmare to defend. And I think ultimately you got that size and strength, even when you trap him, he lulls you and lulls you and lulls you, creates more of an opening for his teammates and puts them in position. And more so than early in his career, he's trusting the guys around him. And I think it starts with Kyrie Irving having another stellar dude that can make a play, makes it easier for me to get rid of the basketball.
Yeah, great game from the Mavericks tonight. I even was looking at I don't know if you watched Garbage Time, but Jaden Hardy, he had 14 points in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I need my dude at the end of the bench to be ready like that. That dude was attacking.
And he's young. And he played in the G League a lot during the course of the year. So we've seen guys come in and be mad at young, say, I should be playing or I shouldn't be now in G League, go through the motion and cost themselves a job moving forward because at all points, somebody's watching. Hardy played well. He competed. He knocked down shots. He showed he was ready. And it's easier for Jason Kidd to call upon him. You don't never know if everybody's going to be healthy moving forward. But here's a guy that I can trust because he displayed that he was ready and prepared, even in a blowout, and put his stamp on the game. So that's the type of culture that you got to give Jason Kidd a lot of credit. He's established, and he showed trust in his guys, and they returned the favor by finishing the basketball game in the right form and fashion.
I also got to give a shout out to Bones Highland because he came out and competed in a professional manner today too, having his ups and downs and different things going on. It was great to see him come in and showcase himself for that small amount of time.
I thought about that and going back to everybody, everybody's watching these games. If I'm the Phoenix Suns, why not Bones Highland be my point guard next year? I mean, they need a guy that can be a spark plug, that can score, but also facilitate, that can defend and doesn't need the ball to be effective. It's situations like that where you find yourself getting another job because you were ready and prepared.
Yeah, man. It would be crazy to see Luka versus Ant-Man in the Western Conference Finals. That'd be crazy.
Slow down, man. We don't know what's going to happen, but that would be special.
I said that would be, man. I can't dream what you got.
No, you fast forwarding. There's steps to this. There's levels to this.
All right, man. Look, I'm trying to add on. I'm trying to embellish it because we got to go on to. You smell that? There's another stinker tonight. So let's move on to it then. Let's move on to it. The Celtics put the Heat out of their misery, and you know where they're going. Cancun. Out of here, man. All right. They took care of business tonight. What did you see from this Celtics team?
Again, an elite defensive team. They disrupted everything that the Miami Heat were trying to do. Held them to 84 points, shot 3 for 29 from the three-point line, and Derek White continues to be special, getting better and better and more confidence on the offensive end of the floor. Put up another 25-pointer. They don't have to have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown be special to win ball games. Now, as they move along, hopefully they get Porzingis back because that size, that ability to shoot the three and rim protect gives them depth and versatility that's going to be needed moving forward. But this is a deep, talented basketball team that everybody that they throw on the court seems to compete, seems to defend, seems to be able to shoot the three, seems to play with an edge. And quite honestly, looking at that game, they're just a better basketball team than Miami Heat. They're hobbled, they're hampered, and they're hurt. So they didn't stand a chance. And what you don't want to do is mess around with a hurt, hobbled basketball team. And the Celtics did not. They got rid of the Miami Heat in quick fashion, and another stellar performance. But they play with an edge and play with a confidence, and they have an identity and a style and a brand of basketball that travels whether it's home or road. They knock down the long ball and they defend.
Yeah, man. About 10 minutes into the game, I realized with those rosters, if the Celtics played at home against the Heat, they win it 90 out of 100 times with those rosters. They outmatched, man. And it's easy to point to the players and say, what are y'all doing? Or can y'all step up more? It's hard when you're playing against the best team arguably in the NBA without your two. Well, Bam is one of the best players too, but missing two big pieces.
Yeah, you're missing two starters. So, I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes you got to say, hey, we were not healthy and we lost to the better team. And you don't want to overreact, but let's take time off. Let's get healthy and whole. Let's make some little adjustments, some tweaks, and let's come back and make a run at it. So give the Celtics credit. They did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, man, I'm looking at the Heat. They got a call on Patty Mills, got to start the second half. Patty Mills supposed to be riding into the sunset. It's getting tough, man. Have you ever, when you was at the end of your career, you ever got the call and you was like, yo, I gotta dig in the bag again?
Of course, everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through it, but it's part of the game. It's part of the job. So you embrace it. And I tell you what you don't do is take it for granted. I can remember my last game playing for the Houston Rockets, going into the game, looking at the clock, knowing that this was it for me, and had a little tear in my eye, just reminiscing and embracing that this is it. It's been an incredible run, and you truly don't take it for granted.
Yeah, man. What do you have to say about, because I don't know where this is coming from. I knew Derek White had game, like real game. This dude is playing like it's a big three out there. What you got to say?
Playing with extreme confidence, almost like Samson. He took the hair off and he turned into a different dude. So he's the reverse Samson. But he's playing with a lot of confidence, shoots the basketball so easily. It's incredible. Like I talked about before, these guys have access to the gym all day long. You can tell they put the time in. So he's shooting with confidence. He's an elite defender, got great size, knows how to run a basketball team, picks and chooses his spots when to shoot the basketball. He's a special talent. Just imagine, the San Antonio Spurs will be looking for a guy like Derek White that they traded away to match up with Wemby. So imagine if they kept him and the presence he could be in a Spurs uniform. He's playing at an elite level right now, and it makes that Celtic team complete.
All right, so now the Celtics sit back and they watch for the winner of that Cavs and Magic series. If you're one of those teams, not saying that you're looking forward right now because you're in the middle of a series, but as a coaching mind, do you have any weaknesses that you're looking to exploit when coming up against the Celtics?
I think when you look at the Orlando Magic, I think similar to the Miami Heat, it's not time. And the youth, the inexperience, they're in over their head, the talent deficiency as far as comparing two rosters. Can they defend at a high level? Absolutely. But I don't know if they can score at a high enough clip to match up to the Celtics. So I wouldn't want to see that series. I think if you're the Orlando Magic, the mindset will be we had a great run. We lost to the Cavs, we lost to the Celtics. Let's retool and get some more pieces. The future's awfully bright. So I don't think they're prepared for that matchup. But I think if you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, there are some things that the Cavs could do to affect a series with the Celtics. The size. Is Porzingis healthy or not? If he's not, all of a sudden you have a duo that's twin towers in Jared Allen and Evan Mobley that has size, versatility, offensive rebound, rim protect, and you have scoring in that backcourt that challenges the outstanding defense that White and Holiday can present. When you got Garland and Mitchell, you can create some things offensively. So I think that would be a much better series if it be the Cavs and the Celtics, because the Cavs can do some things that affects the strengths or weaknesses of the Celtics.
Watching tonight, I got a question. Are the Celtics in peak playoff form, or have we yet to even see the best Boston team?
You can overreact positively or negatively. Tonight, they were the best that they look unbeatable tonight. Knocking down shots, defending, picking up. I thought one thing they did, they picked up, extended the pickup points defensively, disrupted Miami Heat, took them out of their comfort zone, frustrated them, imposed their will against them. You can do those type of things. And at their best, the Celtics, that's who they are. But I think not having Porzingis is impossible to say that they were the best form of the Celtic team tonight. It's scary where they can go when you include Porzingis with what they put on full display in last night's ball game.
Now, from a coaching standpoint, how do you keep young stars like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum from beginning to feel themselves or looking ahead and thinking, all right, we got to focus and get ready for this championship because this is our year?
The advantage that they have is they have young guys in Tatum and Brown, but they're not young, inexperienced guys. I don't have to preach to them. They've had success from day one. They've been in the conference finals. They've won playoff games. So they are fully aware of the mindset this time of year. Take care of your body. Make sure you get the proper rest. Get your work in, and be prepared when if and when and who we face up with moving forward. So I just want to make sure that they take some time off, get the proper treatment that they need for their bodies, spoil themselves, and then pay attention to the playoff games. Come in, get your shots and get your work in. We're not going to do too much, but we're going to make sure that when the next round of playoffs starts for us, we're ready and prepared no matter who it is. So I think the main thing for them is, especially you look at Tatum, just a game ago, he tweaked his ankle and Bam stepped under him, unfortunately. So you just want to make sure that they stay healthy, and you don't want to do anything to risk any one of them getting injured in the practice or not being able to take care of what already is ailing them.
Yeah, it was a minute when I was watching the game where the Celtics still had some of their players in, and I was wondering, I'm like, why is Jason Tatum in the game? It wasn't for long. It was just a little bit. I'm looking like, what is this dude doing, man? All right, man. So we got your former teams each in a big game 6 Thursday night. The Knicks at Philly. I know you don't like these 2-minute reports that the NBA keeps releasing, but supposedly Tyrese Maxey traveled on the 4-point play. What are your thoughts on this?
Save the 2-minute report. I don't need it. Because if we're going to do that, then everybody needs to do it. Then the Knicks need to do it. Jalen Brunson need to raise his hand and say, you know what? I went up for a jump shot. I threw it out of bounds to Hartenstein. And you know what? I should have fouled Tyrese Maxey when he came off the high screen and roll when we was up 3. Josh Hart should raise his hand and say, you know what? I should have made 2 free throws instead of missing the second one that could have cost us. Mitchell Robinson should raise his hand and say, I shouldn't have been in a drop up 3. I should have been up to the point of the screen and fouled right away. I made them uncomfortable. We all could do that. So keep your 2-minute reports. NBA, officials, coaches, players, I'm so tired of my bad. Everybody makes mistakes. Here's the point. Don't tell me what you did wrong. Get it right. Get it right. Put your hands down. Leave the 2-minute report away. Tell me how you're going to make sure that you're not going to make these mistakes. Because as a coach, as a player, it is sending me to Cancun. It's sending me on vacation after all the hard work. So get the calls right and make no more mistakes. Keep your report and keep your fake hustle in an attempt to clear it up. I don't need it. I don't need it. He traveled. So what? Now I got to go to Philly and win a playoff game because you allowed him to get away with a travel? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Be better across the board. Coaches, players, and referees, be better.
Dang. All right. No. I didn't know I was going to strike a nerve with the 2-minute report. All right. Get the 2-minute report out of here, y'all.
I mean, what does it do? What does it do?
I mean, unless you know, because sometimes people watch the game, they're like, yo, they cheated us tonight. At least as a fan, I get to be like, okay, they recognize they made a mistake. And at least maybe I can live with and cope with the fact that we lost, but it was a mistake made.
I'm fired. It may have cost me my job. I'm fired. What do you think that's doing for me?
They trying to
at the bar and realize, oh yeah, he did travel. He got away with it. But I'm unemployed all of a sudden.
No, it's the NBA way. It's the NBA's way to try and provide clarity to the audience.
Here's what we know as players and as coaches. It just wasn't Tyrese Maxey's traveling violation that won or lost the game. Tyrese Maxey drove maybe a minute or so earlier, got contact and didn't get a call. That could have cost the game too. So why just 2 minutes? Why don't we go a 10-minute report? Why don't we go to a 48-minute report? Why don't we have a real breakdown of mistakes made? We're overreacting and we're causing creation and commotion that is unnecessary by a last 2-minute report.
Referees, y'all better create a union. Mark Jackson is coming for y'all.
No, I love them, but and they do a great job, and they have a difficult task, but we all do. So all I'm saying is, again, coaches, players, referees, let's cut with the my bads and get it all right.
All right, man. Take it easy on the refs, man. Let them live. Let them live. They won a lot of games.
Should Tibbs raise his hand and say, I should have told them to foul? You think Junebugs at the bar saying, yeah, I'm glad he recognized that. No, we all know. We all want
to. All right, man. Speaking of Tibbs, what's the biggest thing that the Knicks have to do to secure a win in Game 6?
They got to defend the high screen and roll. They got to make sure that they continue to play very good defense on the post against Joel Embiid. I thought they did a great job of active hands, defending without fouling. When he gets to that Dirk Nowitzki area, the foul line extended and isolates, you want to shrink the floor a little bit, and you want to make sure he takes tough contested shots. And then Tyrese Maxey, you got to find a way to contain him. He's having his way. And it wasn't just last game. He's had a stellar playoffs round against the Knicks. We got to be up on the screen. We got to attack him. We got to keep him out of his comfort zone. He's getting downhill off those screens. I said it already. Neither team has shown the ability to defend a 1-5 screen and roll. It would be a steady diet of that if I was either team's coach, because they showed an inability, and every single time I run it, I'm getting a quality look out of it. So I think the adjustment for the Knicks is you got to find a way to change the defensive principles and be able to contain and control Tyrese Maxey.
Do you think that the Sixers have figured out a way to keep the tickets away from the Knicks fans?
I did see some big money guys bought 2,000 tickets and they're giving them away to first responders to make sure that it's Philadelphia 76ers fans in the building. I think I would be shocked. I would really be shocked if it's as loud for the Knicks as it was in the previous Philadelphia game. I'd be shocked. So I would hope that they figured it out, because it is nothing like being on the road in a big time playoff game and knowing you got great support from your hometown.
Yeah, and Philly got heritage. It's a basketball city. It's too much heritage for them to be going out like this. Don't let New York take over like that.
That's true.
Don't let it happen, Philly. Don't let it happen. All right, man. So I need a few gems to close out. What's your message to the New York Knicks going into this game?
If I'm coaching the Knicks, normally you see a board full of offensive and defensive keys, how we're going to defend something, maybe a guy or two name that's crucial that we emphasize on the board. There's a 10-minute clip, 12-minute clip of how they're hurting us that we go over before the game. Here's what I do. I unplug the TV. I erase everything on the board. And at the end of the day, I look my team in the eye and I say it doesn't matter. Guess what, fellas? I've watched every playoff game thus far, not just ours. I've watched every playoff game thus far. And I can tell you, it does not come down to X's and O's. Every single team is running basically the same action. Pushing with pace, high screen and roll, spread the floor, knocking down threes. Every team. We all steal from each other. 95% of the time that I've watched these playoff games, the team that works the hardest, competes at the highest level, and is motivated and inspired, they've won the game. So it's no secret. It doesn't matter what's on the board. Doesn't matter what we're going to watch. What matters is, are you committed to getting after it and doing whatever it takes to secure this victory and have us advancing into the playoffs? If not, we're going home. And if so, we're still going home with a happy face, though.
I like that. That's a good speech. I like that. All right. So we got game 6 for the Pacers and the Bucks. Giannis and Dame are still listed out. Given the circumstance, what would be Coach Mark's message to this Pacer team to close it out, man?
I said it before. Great Jay-Z said, finish your breakfast. Handle your business. Don't give them any life at all. I don't care if Dame Dollar is in uniform. I don't care if Giannis Antetokounmpo is in uniform. I don't care if they're not. We are the better basketball team. We've proven that. When we click, when we defend, when we play with pace, when we play with an edge, we've proven that we're the better basketball team. This is for history. The great rivalry of this Bucks Pacer playoff time. It's up to us now to handle our business. I need Tyrese. I need Siakam. I need Turner. I need the supporting cast to play with your foot on the gas pedal and eliminate these guys. We'll deal with them moving forward. But for tonight, it's our time. You've earned this right to advance and give yourself an opportunity to play some more playoff basketball. Now finish your breakfast.
There we go. I can't let you. That's not Jay's line. Rest in peace, the homie Strick told me, dude, finish my breakfast. Jay wasn't saying it. So you gotta give Strick his props.
Strick, my former teammate, played with me with the New York Knicks and also a legendary New York Street playground legend. So Strick, no doubt about it. It was Strick's line that Jay-Z quoted. Absolutely. Thank you for cleaning that up.
I gotta hold it down for New York City, man. I'm holding it down because my pop, I'm holding you accountable, man. Show some love. All right, man. Let's give a shout out to Underdog Fantasy, our great sponsors, for keeping the lights on. Go ahead and scan the QR code or click the link in the description and play the Pick'em game. That's our favorite.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Mark Jackson Show, the Night Mode Edition. I'm Mark Jackson. That's my dynamic co-host, my guy Bluu, on the Come and Talk to Me Network. Thank you for the love and support. Remember, I know you're going through something. I know it's a tough time. You're down, you're discouraged, you're depressed, and it seems like everything that could go wrong is going wrong. I just want to encourage you. The late, great Maya Angelou said, every storm runs out of rain. Your season's about to change. I just want to inspire you. Keep your head up. Keep on moving forward. Blessings.